What's going on, everybody? It's Monday night, which of course means it's time for another Toypixx live stream. And for tonight, we're going to be talking about all the stuff that was shown off at MCM, plus whatever else you crazy kids deem is necessary. So if you're catching this on the replay, let me know what was your favorite thing that was shown off at MCM in London this past weekend. And really, it's probably going to be a Hasbro thing. I didn't see tons of other stuff, but if anybody did, that's what the chat's going to be for. I'm sure that they'll point me in that direction. Give me just a sec. I realized I forgot to open a window. Oh, great googly moogly. I've only been doing this for, well, quite some time. Let's see here. Da, 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 do, 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 do. Alrighty. I have that window. Game on. Now, before, of course, we get into any of this kind of craziness here, I don't know why I just went that way. Let's get into the chat. Skew, what's up? Replay crew, MCM drops were awesomeness, especially the classified. Zap is a fave, grabbing an extra for Grunt Retro. Nice. Legends at Emma Frost Diamond version also looks fire. Take care. Catch y'all next time. You too, Skew. Have fun. Hopefully you're not working too hard, man. Thanks for stopping in. Let us know what you're thinking. Woo! All right, Anton. I'll see you guys after Jeopardy. The Cobra Trooper looks really cool. I can tell that's Bazooka. I'm not sure on the Autobot. I think that's my boo-boo streak. No worries. You got it. That's actually a Stunticon. It's Breakdown. So don't worry, when you come back, you'll get filled in on all the stuff, Anton. Thanks for stopping in for a sec, man. Sci-Fi, what's up? Greetings and toytations, everyone. MCM London happened this past weekend. Another member of the OG-13, Joe's, was revealed. Zap. He comes with a basic bazooka gun and grunt gear. The Arctic Kiss driver was shown. It's a snow serpent in all white with a black and gold faceplate. The mini rockets, which are a clue to the next surprise figure, had an added fire blast effects. People are guessing a giant Gameverse Sentinel or Professor Hulk from the books. Not that MCU trash version. The Retro Spider-Man wave will consist of Hypno Hustler, the Owl, and Cardiac. The only three I want from the set. Spider-Venom, Spider-Man 2099, and I don't even remember the last variant. Was it the Owl, or did you say the Owl? I can't remember. Hey, we'll check out those guys later, too. The arcade game Sentinel 2-pack is being reissued with 2 new color schemes, which appeared in the game, green and purple, and blue and red. People have already named them Lex and Kal-El. Back to the Joes. Zartan's daughter Zanya was shown, as well as Ninja Force Zartan, Crimson Guard female, Red Dog, and the bald guy. That would be Taurus, I know that one. With the scimitar that were a part of Slaughter's Marauders. They were the Renegades, right? So it was Mercer, Taurus, and Red Dog, I believe, were the Renegades, but they might have ended up with the Marauders as well at some point. Let's see, Transformers showed off more primes and more members of the Combaticons. Star Wars Black Series showed off a great-looking young version of Christopher Lee as Count Dooku. 2 heads with one with beard, one without. They also showed an awesome picture of a new character as a Jedi with black hair, wielding a green lightsaber. I want both of these. Let's see, I actually bought the Ronin Jedi figure. It's the only Star Wars figure that I own. Holy crap, man. That's kind of cool, though. I'm going to get to a point where I only own 2 Bobas here very soon, I think. Oh, yeah, another Joe render that was shown, the Hydro Vipers. If Lenny guesses up Gussies up the Hydro Vipers, like he did Raptor and Crystal Ball, I'm getting at least 6 of them. If you want to see where the boat, your Aqua Forces, the Fortnite boat with water effects, is $26 on the Amazing Place with the Stuff. This was originally $75 when it came out. Apologies for bouncing all over the place. Busy work day. No worries, Sci-Fi. BBTS had their first podcast last week, and boy, howdy, did it cause quite the ruckus. Apparently, they showed a subset of Operation Monster Force called Dark Revelations, or something to that effect. I had not heard about that at all. They showed off 6-inch skeletons with medieval shields and modern guns and night vision helmets, both regular colored and translucent light blue, gear also translucent. They also showed a named skeleton with red eyes, a gun, and a wired red hooded robe that looks exactly like an 80s Popular Joe cover by Mike Zeck. I did see that. I totally forgot to go back and look for that stuff, so we'll see if we can find that tonight, I believe. Anywho, the bottom of the still said in conjunction with the whoosh. And that, ladies and gentlemen, started an online powder keg. Apparently, a few years back, the Whoosh had a crowdfund to make 6-inch Ninja Scroll figures that never met fruition. It was available through their site and BBTS. Word is some people, mainly those who went through BBTS, were able to get a refund. Everyone else, not so much. The site and people related to it have been in complete silence. Ugh, never a good look. People such as Jay Hernandez, Jersey Maniac, Laser Pants, and others have been very loud and vocal about the shadiness of it, all with some people saying that they'll no longer collect Monster Force of this. I remember getting burned by Dorkside Toys when they went into bankruptcy, owing thousands to people. They got me for over $300. I still have the letter from their attorney. I got one of those for, what was it? Oh man, I can't even remember the name of the store. They just went out. Was it earlier this year? Oh man, I can't remember. It drives me crazy. Now I'm sad. But yes, I have that same lawyer letter just from a different store. And they got me for $200. No good. Sci-Fi, that's the bi-weekly rundown for today. Now back to you, Dave. It's not easy being the esteemed chat. It just looks that way because we're all that freaking good. We is. Thanks as always, Sci-Fi. I genuinely appreciate all these chats, especially since I completely forgot about the Monster Force stuff. And I did hear some of what Jay Hernandez was saying, but I didn't hear anybody else about the Whoosh stuff. What's going on, Paul? Good to see you tonight, man. Ooh, Alchemist, what's up, man? Good to see you too. All right, Sci-Fi, my problem with Emma Frost is that hard plastic cape. Ooh, yeah, that second head would go well as Invisible Woman. Ooh, good call. I didn't think of that. Thank you, Paul. Keeping the people involved. Always appreciated. Pixelated, what's up, man? Good to see you tonight. What's up, Toy Odyssey? Ooh, it's a good night. Oh, sorry I'm late. Life will do that, John. I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Found an Emma Frost today at Target. Terrible figure. You hate to buy a terrible figure. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Did you find it and buy it, or did you just see it? Because if you bought it, that makes me sad. If you just saw it, hopefully all's good. Okay. We keep it going. Sci-Fi, there are a few 3P capes available for Emma on eBay and AliExpress. I know, GPS Lot usually has stuff, but I don't know if he's got a Emma specific cape or not. What do we have? Baby, I'm gonna buffer you thread. What's going on, Spaded One? Good to see you tonight, man. Let's see. We keep it going. Yeah, I saw all that Whoosh talk on Twitter over the weekend. Yeah, it was one of those things where I had Jay Hernandez on in the background. I tend to enjoy his stuff. So just listening while I was doing other stuff, I didn't know. I mean, I remember when the Ninja Scroll campaign was going, but I wasn't interested, so I didn't really follow it. And to hear that a lot of people got burned, that's a little rough. See, I did pre-order that Mezco Casey Jones. That Mezco Casey Jones looks pretty good. I gotta give that to him. Like I said, if I had gotten the turtles, Mezco might be my turtle line. Unless, of course, Mondo shrinks their 1/6 scales to 1/12. See, bought it. Ugh. Oh man, I'm sorry, Toy Odyssey. Can't even stand going to have to invest in custom goods just to get her to be decent. Oh, that sucks. Ugh. That hurts. I'm sorry, man. Okay, let's see. Let's go into real quick, just because my shamelessness approaches. I did want to talk about that. October's Patreon photo contest. The theme is Halloween, and the winner will receive a Battle Armor Cobra Commander and a Cobra Viper. What you need to be is a member of the Grande tier or higher on the Toypixx Patreon page. So head there, sign up. You're totally good if you sign up now and just get this all done by the 31st at 3, let's see, what is it? 11:59, October 31st. Sorry, I think I said August. October 31st by 11:59 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. Good Lord, all the technicalities I have to keep yelling at. No good, no good. But yeah, you can enter this, see the rules. I have a link to the rules and everything else in the video description of, well, this live stream. And you can find this post on the Patreon, or you can just go through some of my social media. I've been a little better about posting it there. So there you go, ladies and gents. That would be the shamelessness of this fine evening. Wouldn't it be bad if I decided to go with a shamelessness and I forgot to share that screen? That would be, you guys would just be sitting there going, oh boy, what's happening now? Now he's being shameless, and bad stuff. Bad things were happening. John, the Toy Odyssey plastic capes are a PETA and only downside of the recent Doctor Doom. I do enjoy saying PETA for what that is. Very nice, John. Spaded, that Mezco turtle line is great, but the shredder and foot designs don't look right to me. I thought the shredder looked okay. The foot, to be determined. I want to see it. Here's the problem. I'm a broken record on this. I wish Mezco would show them in much clearer pictures so we could see them really well. Maybe because I know part of that was just the way that the lower part below the neck was, right? Like it was just too far out a little bit, or looked like, I think Mad Hatter said it looked like a bib or something like that. So maybe that'll need to be adjusted. I did see the McFarlane foot soldier and Leonardo over the weekend, and ooh, they hurt me to look at. They hurt me to see. I was sad for the turtle collectors out there. Spaded, should be getting my Mezco Amazing Spider-Man and the new Deadpool this week. Exciting stuff. Very nice. Which Deadpool? Is that is the Deadpool a Mezco Deadpool? I do not know. Or is it the Maximum Deadpool? Or am I way off both ways? John, I don't mind if foot soldiers don't look right. It's not like I'm gonna army build with Mezco. I'll just get other ninjas and use them. That's a fair call. See, oof, McFarlane really pooped the bed with those turtles. How you gonna have a worse offering than Best Action? I know. It was bad. Like they look like they come with enough stuff, but yeah, they fit with nothing, and they don't look like they articulate well. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully one day McFarlane Toys will just start blowing us all out of the water, and we'll wonder, holy crap, how do you get these designers and engineers on staff? But until then, I don't know, man. Those turtles made me sad. Pixelated, you turtle collectors have it really good. Lots of selection when getting your favorite characters. I know. It's insane, all the people that are doing turtles right now. It's absolutely nuts. All right, let's get out of here. Why don't we get into ye old conversation? The first thing I want to talk about here, I know not everybody gets into this, but we have the Transformers we've gotten a lot of this stuff. We've seen it. There wasn't a whole lot that was shown. Pre-orders went up. Not a whole lot new that was shown, but we did see if I can find that. They had the Transformers Grimlock. They had a painted up version of him. We'll see if that's here somewhere. Oh yeah, then we had the Samurai stuff. Hang on. Look at me go. Okay, check these out. They did like the Optimus Prime and they did the Starscream where Prime was the bull pulling the carts or the ox pulling the cart, and Starscream was some kind of bird. I don't know if it was an eagle or what. These, I haven't taken the time to really look at. Hang on, I don't need to see the whole panel. I just want to see. Oh, here we go. We get kind of the gray version of Onslaught here. And we've got Brawl and Blast Off. Those two were pre-ordered. Obviously, this one's not quite ready for pre-ordering. Then we get kind of the size comparisons of everybody right now. Let's see here. Oh, I did want to show that size. That's going to be a pretty good Onslaught. Pretty huge, pretty big. All right, now these were what I originally clicked this for. I don't exactly know what Bumblebee is. Is he supposed to be a squirrel or something? I'm not sure, but here's that line all together. It looks like Megs is a boar with a huge cannon on his back. It's a fun idea. I do like these ideas. They're just not in my wheelhouse when it comes to collecting. Like if I saw them and thought they were absolutely incredible, I would probably try and pony it up, but no, not so much. Although that's a good look for Megs. I do like the horns on his head a little bit. Oh, he's a flying squirrel. Got it. A little bit of Night Scream vibes there. That's right, I know Beast Wars. And RID. A little more gray protos when it comes to Onslaught. So that was pretty much all the stuff that was shown that we didn't necessarily know about. And then the stuff that we did know about, a lot of that ended up going up for pre-order. I don't know about Amalgamous. I couldn't find him, but I do know that Blastoff and Brawl went up for pre-order. I ended up going for them. We've got the new Big Convoy, which a lot of people seem to think he's a little small. I'm not too worried about that because I'm not getting him. So there's that. I do like the look of him, though. I think this is Razor Claw. Let's see. Yep. That was one I couldn't remember, one of the live streams way back. This is one I'm really excited for. I think this Amalgamous Prime looks sweet. And apparently you can make a whole lot of different things with it. I'm sure they'll have a few in the instructions. And then we just get to kind of diaclone it up and just put ports wherever and parts in the ports and just have fun. This one's kind of an imaginative kind of dude. Although the way they backed him up kind of makes me sad. But yeah, I'm thinking he's looking pretty cool. We'll keep going here. Man, this is craziness with this alt mode. I do enjoy, I do digs. All right, let's go see what's going on in the chat here. And then we'll keep the coverage going. Woo, what is going on, Will Wagonpack? Good to see you, man. I'm going to be getting Arctic His Tank. Very cool. Did they ever announce a price on that? Or what they were doing to make it so it wasn't, like, did they say they were going to get rid of the electronics or anything on that yet? Spade and McFarlane, the company that puts two hinges on everything, puts swap out feed on those turtles to avoid, or toe hinges on everything, but swap out feed on those turtles to avoid toe hinge. Maybe they just thought it'd be too small. Maybe they felt like it'd be a sliver. I don't know. Let's see. They need to make bigger Transformers. It would be nice. It would be nice. But I think I've got my G1 figured out. Like I know the lineup that I want to get one day and just have them done. And then start expanding on things like Amalgamous Prime and the Primes here and whatever really new ideas they put forth. I would probably expand on that. They might end up with some bigger ones in there. I mean, I'm sure they will. You know what I really want? I want them to make a Predaking. That would be a big Transformer I could get behind. But yeah, I want to see, just like with G.I. Joe, I want to see the lines evolve beyond the 80s now. We've had so many redos of the 80s for everything. Let's start moving forward. But we'll see. I know I'm in the minor, I know that's a minor opinion, a much smaller opinion, percentage of the opinions. Good Lord, my words are failing me tonight. I had a lot of sugar yesterday. I think it's throwing me off. But it's not, I would say a far greater proportion of the G.I. Joe and Transformers fan base likes this older school style than the proportions of people who would prefer that they move on. So I get that I have a minority opinion on this. All right, studio series are real small, or are very small. They are pretty small. But I mean, I don't know. Like, we've got them now. Like I said, that's kind of gonna be what I go with. And once it's complete, I'm done until they really start going nuts with some cool stuff. Kind of like Overgear. Have you seen Overgear? Like the stuff that Takara's putting out? That stuff looks ridiculous. So I'm really hoping that we get more stuff like that in the future. Pixelated, yeah, Transformers from Hasbro are really small. Commander class is nice though. That's fair. That's fair. And I have to say, Prime is small. He's a commander class. I'm sure because of the trailer and some of the engineering, or at least that's what they'll tell you. I dig him. I think Prime's a really good Transformer. Let's see, Pixelated Soundwave being shown at MCM London surprised me. How does that, or does that mean he'll ship before the end of the year instead of Q1 2026? It wouldn't surprise me, only because Hasbro always seems to be super early with their stuff. So we'll see. I'm hoping, like, after this weekend's my big toy show that I got to go to and present and do all that stuff at. And then after that, I've got a 3-tiered marketing approach that I'm going to, well, more 3-tiered advertising approach that I'm going to go for. And so hopefully once all that starts coming in, I'm not going to have to sit there and be like, oh man, Soundwave is here 2 or 3 months early, I'm screwed. But rather, oh hey, Soundwave is here 2 or 3 months early. Cool. But we shall see. Will they going to make a new character or a new Devastator? They did. Let's see. I don't know if you see. Hang on. Let's see about removing this a little bit. You see the Devastator over my shoulder there. That's the Studio Series 86 one. He is, I will say, he is bigger than he appears. Give me just a sec. Here is the Studio Series Megatron. Let's see if we can make a little adjustment here. It might be kind of tough to see, but holding them both up probably doesn't help much. But you can see there, Studio Series Megatron next to Devastator. Devastator's pretty good size for the Studio Series stuff, and I really like him. I think he's a great figure. He's honestly why I decided to jump back into Transformers, and I am not disappointed. I'm pretty happy with him. Whoops. Sorry, Toy Odyssey, I missed one. Hasbro is getting better with their combiners. Yeah, I love this Devastator. He's looking pretty good. Still hate they don't have ab crunches. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it would be nice if that one had an ab crunch. I don't know. I wish I knew more about engineering so I could look at it and say, I think they could have done this and all that, instead of looking at it and just being like, maybe they couldn't. I don't know. Let's see, much bigger. Oh, a much bigger one. Yep, got it. Studio Ratchet is tiny. I don't have Ratchet. I want to check him next to, what is he? Is he going to be about a head or two smaller than Optimus? Because I know that I'm looking at a bunch of tiny ones. Like Jazz is pretty small. I've got, let's see. Hang on, let's do this. So looking up there, I've got Prime, I've got Jazz, Bumblebee, Gears, and Brawn, along with Jetfire. I've got some of the Primes, and I think they're pretty sweet. The Dinobots are kind of huge compared to everybody. But I think what they're doing with Studio Series right now is just making it so the line... then I did that. I think they're just making it more so the line kind of scales with each other. But I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Man, then I really... Hey, look at that. I can make an adjustment with that camera I didn't know I could make. Let's see. He's about the size of my, Treadmaster, Independence Day, Alien. I don't know if I've got that one. I mean, I know I don't have that one, so I'm trying to think of what else. How does he scale next to just a regular classified figure? Because I know Prime's about a half inch to an inch. Sorry, Flint. About a half inch to an inch taller than that. Okay, let's head back real quick. Get through these guys. Yeah, they just keep. Okay, that's sweet. They just keep showing messed up modes for this guy. I like it. Brawl, I did end up pre-ordering him. Pretty excited about putting Bruticus together. I think he's going to look really good on there. And I'm just going to keep flying through. I did not order, like I said, I'm going G1. This is an animated Retgar. And the animated Retgar, I mean, the face looks right. The body doesn't so much. But, you know, you've got to dedicate your money where you think you need to put your money to get the most bang for your buck, I guess. And I'm not sure that they felt animated Retgar was where to go with it. Quintus, I do have him on pre-order. That was kind of necessary. I like the primes. I think the primes are one of the most creative things they've done in quite a while. Blast Off, he was the last one I pre-ordered today. Quick Strike I love though. Like I loved collecting Beast Wars around the Transmetals and the Fusors era, and Quick Strike was one of my favorites. But just because that was the thing, I am not letting that sway my decisions. Right now, we're going to stick with the G1. Although Beast Wars, I did enjoy Beast Wars a lot. So we'll see. Maybe one day I'll decide to go back and get some Beast Wars. Sure Shot is one I'm kind of season one through the movie and a few figures post movie. And Sure Shot's just not one of them. I think he looks good for sure. So anybody that definitely wants the G1 Transformers, I think he's going to work out very well for your collection. And Jalopy, I actually kind of like the Junkions. I think that's a good idea. But again, not for me on that one. So that was what we've got when it comes to the Transformers. Not so, let's see, up to Flint's knee. Holy crap. Did you get was it a Studio Series Core Class Ratchet? Like one that was kind of the size of Frenzy and Rumble? That kind of figure? Because I know they did one of those. And I don't remember, I think they did a Studio Series Ratchet earlier, like one of the more regular size guys. But yeah, that is tiny. If you got that Ratchet, I understand your pain completely. Okay, let's get that out of there. Now, next, we shall jump to... must push the button so we can jump to. Okay, got rid of that. Let's go right here, because we can. All right, folks, let me know. What do you think of the classified female Crimson Guard? Now, I'll throw in, because I don't know if I'm going to add her to the collection or not. And here's the thing that's throwing me off. So obviously she's got the extra hand. She's loaded. She's good to go. She looks very cool for sure. But she's got that 80s aesthetic. And even though I know, so there's two things about that. One is I've just kind of gotten, like I said earlier, I've just kind of gotten sick of the 80s aesthetic. But two, it's not like we ever had a female Crimson Guard in the 80s. So I'm kind of torn there. She's got all the accessories and all the things. So I don't know what to do. I would like to pick her up. I would also like it if they redid the Crimson Guard with more hands so it didn't look like, I don't know, like I feel like if I were to pick her up because I got rid of the Crimson Guards from before, it would just be an all-female force that was guarding Cobra Commander, which I'm good with it, but I feel like it doesn't look right. It doesn't look mixed up enough. Like it would be better to have the male Crimson Guard, female, male, female, whatever, some kind of different. It would be best to have some kind of percentage in there where maybe they're 20% and the males are 80% or whatever. But right now, with not having the regular Crimson Guard, I don't know if I need it. And I would prefer both Crimson Guards, even though Cobra does have kind of a timeless look. I would prefer both Crimson Guards to get a more updated feel to them. But yeah, who knows? John, female CG is a must buy. Probably getting two. Yeah, I mean, she does look good for sure. Bye, not bye. I spell good. You're good, John. Don't worry about it. All right. So that's where I'm stuck there. because they've done everything right with her except give her a modern update. On the other hand, I never had her to begin with. So does she need a modern update? I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air on this one, but we'll see. It might be one of those where if I walk into the store and I see her, I might pick her up, but I might not end up ordering her online. But again, we'll see what happens. Crazy Legs, for me, it's a no-go, obviously, because no extra hands, and he's going way back to the 80s as well. But I think he looks cool. The one thing I'm not sure about is that they've given him kind of a crazy expression here. Now, he is Crazy Legs, so that makes sense. But sometimes I'm in that camp that thinks if you're going to give a crazy expression, you also need a more neutral expression. I'm good with the crazy expressions. I don't have a problem with them, but I want the neutral capability as well. So I don't know about that so much. But again, it's not like I'm getting them. And I'm wondering with her, did she come with a backpack? Yeah, Crazy Legs is looking nuts. I do like his weapon. I wonder if I just missed. Now, Zap again, I don't have the interest, even though he's got the extra hands, because he's just all 80s all the time. But for those of you looking to complete your OG Joes, this is a perfect figure. You guys are going to love this thing. Now, he's also got a little bit of a look on his face instead of the stoic one. Again, totally good with those. I just wish there were a stoic head or a neutral head there as well. All right, let's see what we've got here. Anton, the last time Lord is here, and the answer is Final Jeopardy is Dave and the chat. You know, that's what's up. I mean, I think we're going to be on Jeopardy one day. We're having too much fun not to be. Sci-Fi, I'll get 2 or 3 female CG for the Baroness. Got it. Let's see, John, I might get Crazy Legs. I have the one from the Dragonfly, so I'm not sure. Does the one from the Dragonfly, did it come with a neutral expression and I just didn't notice before? Anton, that looks like a really cool Cobra Crimson Guard soldier. Let's see, she looks great. Yeah, I mean, she does look good, no doubt. Anton, Crazy Legs, interesting character. He is, but he's cool. I mean, I remember Crazy Legs. Zap, I'll wait for discount. Never one of my favorites. Got it, John. All right. Anton, yes, Crimson Guard used to come with a backpack. The old ones did, so let's see. This one should. Yeah, I remember I did have the original classified Crimson Guard, and he had the backpack. So I am curious about all that. Let's see. We'll keep going through the pictures. I do like Zap's guy. I mean, Zap is totally Zap. There's no mistaking who this is supposed to be. And any kind of update would just be basically a head that looks like Zap with a big bazooka, mostly in green. Like, I'm wondering, has anybody gotten any Monster Force Phantom Corps figures? Because I would like to try out a Phantom Corps with a G.I. Joe head. Like, I was looking at Flint here, and I was looking at our boy Declan Van Helsing as well, and I was wondering if the vest on Declan Van Helsing would fit on Flint, just because I want to modernize my retro Flint a little bit. And here's the kicker. Part of that modernizing might also be ordering the Flint I used to have so I can use that vest. Yeah, I'm sick and possibly need help. But yeah, I want to update Flint badly. I like Zap's got the rifle from the Sunbow cartoon, which is pretty sweet. Okay. She does have the backpack. Good news. We're safe, everybody. Man, I wonder if that sways me. So, okay. Pistol goes here. Knife goes here. Sword goes in the scabbard. Extra hands. Yeah, okay. Then the scabbard would hang from the backpack, which plugs into her. So basically, she would just have to carry the rifle and have a couple extra hands. Everything else fits on her. Oh, man. That kind of helps the old decision. She's still probably going to be a game time decision. She's going to be, if I see her in the store and I'm good to go, I'll probably pick her up. But man, I hate having to think this hard about it. Drives me crazy. Little Crazy Legs should have come with a parachute. I wonder if they're going to do anything like that. I don't think that they've done that with any of them so far. They didn't do it with Airborne, did they? See, John, Crazy Legs, neutral expression. Yes. Okay. Thank you, John. So I wonder, is it just like it's a helmet, right? Like you can pop off the helmet and switch them out? Let's see, Pixelated. Maybe Hasbro will recreate the Falcon glider. That would be kind of fun. I mean, Hasbro, I gotta give it to Lenny. I think that he and the design team do a great job for sure. Like they're basically killing it. It just lately hasn't been my cup of tea. I'd like it to get there because I really respect when he talks about the details that they put into it. I really want it to get so it's my cup of tea because I want to support that team. But at the same time, I'm not going to support that team by buying figures that I don't necessarily want, you know? John, Airborne did not come with a shoe. I didn't think so, but I wasn't sure. Thanks, John. Well, the 30th anniversary Jump Trooper has a parachute. Oh, does it? Okay. Oh, I don't even, this is terrible. I wasn't even looking at those because they had extra hands, but they were just like the skin color extra hands. So it wasn't like either skin color or either skin tone, whatever you say. It's not like either one had fists or anything. They both, all the hands were just gripping hands. But yeah, okay. So we've got that. I wonder if they would have had to probably sell Crazy Legs. Yeah, probably would have at least told us that they'd have to sell Crazy Legs as a deluxe if he came with a parachute. And I don't know if he's that important of a character to most people, but I'm not sure. Don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Crazy Legs. But yeah, there were those. Now, there was also, and I want to see if I can find it on here. Sci-Fi reminded me of it when he was giving us the weekly rundown. There was a screen grab somebody took where they had like the announcements for upcoming stuff. It was Red Dog and Taurus. It was Zanya. It was the Ninja Force Zartan. It was the Hydro Viper. And why am I thinking there's one or two other figures? I don't know. So if anybody saw those screen grab or that screen grab, let me know. We'll go back to talking about those guys. Now let's drop this. And we'll go here because I know there's going to be some chatter. We've got Dooku. That was Tales of the Jedi. Is that right? The first one with Ahsoka, where she and Dooku were the two main characters they focused on. I believe that's right. This is Quinlan Voss, and I think this is the seventh sister. I don't remember. Like, I like a lot of what they do, what the Star Wars universe does. I just haven't been a fan of the toys and a lot of the sequel stuff. But I did like the series Tales of the Jedi. I thought that was pretty cool. And it's nice to see a Christopher Lee like this. Like, I thought that was very cool. Jedi Master Dooku. Now, obviously, he doesn't come with any kind of force hands or anything, so not interested. And I think I'm going to end up getting rid of any Black Series figures that I had or have. Quinlan Voss, I think he looks good. I'm telling you, the one thing that I have to say about the Star Wars team, the sculpts always look great. It's the articulation and the lack of accessories that drives me crazy. If they ever, actually, the articulation probably wouldn't bug me so much if they took care of the accessories. But they haven't done that. So hopefully they'll be able to do that at some point. And then we've got the seventh sister. She's got accessories, but no extra hands. We've got Kyle Katarn. I mean, it's all right. I like that they're trying to branch out, trying to do some different things. And again, I like the sculpts. I just wish they could do a little more. I don't know if we all know it's a combination of what Disney charges us for the licensing and what Hasbro expects their quarterly profits to be. So I wish somebody would break there so we could get better figures and maybe buy more and then maybe keep the line going. So who knows? I don't know things. I just talk. Pixelated, you can hold off on the female CG and wait to see if the figure goes on sale for a price you can't refuse. That's fair. I might be able to do that too. We'll see. Like I said, if I see it out in the wild, that would probably be what sways me. And if I see it in the wild for $11, that would definitely sway me. And no, he didn't come with a parachute, but he did come with a really cool machine gun. I mean, you can't hate on that, but Crazy Legs probably should have a parachute just because that's what he is. Anton, he had his psychic powers, and that was explored in one episode. Oh, Airborne, you're talking about. Okay. Airborne should have come with a parachute, too. I remember that episode. That was, what was it? Peter Cullen was the voice actor for one of the guys in there. That was kind of crazy hearing Optimus Prime talk as a pilot for G.I. Joe. It might have been Airborne, actually. I think the announcements were just the ones you mentioned. Ah, okay. Anton, the Crimson Guard never really had swords. That was the Iron Brigade that did. I don't know why that she has this Iron Grenadiers, I think, right? That had the swords. Yeah, you're right. They didn't, but it adds kind of that almost royalty sort of, I guess, cachet to the whole thing. Because Cobra Commander's not going to want just any grunt standing there. He's going to want people to look a little fancy when they're guarding him. LVZ, what's up, man? Good to see you this fine evening, sir. We're just chatting. You know what I hate about chatting about Star Wars stuff, guys? So I did a Darth Vader post. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was just a Vader post for one of the prompt picks. It had my Star Wars light in the background. And the prompt was really simple. It was your Star Wars action figures, a photo thread. And a few did, but that was one of my lowest ranking photos that I put out that week. And it wasn't like a great photo, but it wasn't awful. So I thought maybe, hey, this will be good. People are into Star Wars. They'll start putting a bunch of stuff in there. There were not. It just didn't perform well, which kind of surprised me. I mean, I know people have said things like Star Wars is dead and the franchise is kind of gone and it's seen better days. I mean, it's obviously seen better days, but on the other hand, I thought there'd still be a lot of photo interest and collector interest, but it died. Made me kind of sad. So let's get out of there. And now we'll get to the legends. Now, you know me, I was looking at all these, trying to figure out who's got the good articulation. None of them are for me, unless somebody can confirm, and honestly, I probably wouldn't get Emma here either, but I'm trying to figure out if she has any kind of waist movement. If she had a ball peg waist, that would be awesome, but I don't know that she does. Yeah, somebody, who was it that said that the head sculpt here would make for a pretty good Invisible Woman? Like, that's an incredible call. I love that call. You could just have the Invisible Woman dressing up as Emma Frost here. I do like the look. I think she's looking good, but obviously the cape is, like you guys pointed out, the cape is a problem. She's got the extra hands, the extra head, the accessories. Again, if they did better work with the torsos when it came to Marvel Legends, I'd probably have a few more of them than I do. And then we've got the Hypno Hustler here, which has still that same waist cut and everything else. I think it's pretty funny that we're getting Hypno Hustler. Cardiac, a lot of people I'm hearing, especially displaying model behavior, Dave on there. Yeah, he's pretty excited about Cardiac. And if we're honest, it looks good. Like, they look like they did a really good job on this figure. He just doesn't have anything at the waist. His thing is still just an ab crunch, it looks like. He might have a diaphragm twist and then just an ab crunch and no turn whatsoever, which is kind of a bummer. That kind of makes me sad. Owl Man is insanity. I can't tell what's going on here. It's almost like they put in a waist cut or they maybe put in a ball joint there. But I don't know. It's like it's higher than you would normally think it is because you would normally think it's down there. So I don't know what's going on. Or that's just a really deep cut in his shirt, which is a possibility. But yeah, I am curious about Owl Man. Now, Nightcrawler as Spider-Man, I think that's pretty sweet. Just a nice original take. And then this one, what was that? Like some kind of Venom Spider-Man? Oh, I don't even know. No, probably not. Just another symbiote Spider-Man, another Spider-Man 2099. People will be stoked because of toe hinges there. And then there's your wave. I'd be willing to bet, well, I don't know. Let's see here. You're probably going to see this wave in your Targets and your Walmarts just because the Spider-Man retro stuff, that seems to be the stuff that they will buy. So be on the lookout. If you're into this, game on, go nuts. Which Marvel legend are you guys most excited about out of these? I think if I were just picking any of them up, and I don't, keep in mind, I never read the Clone Saga, but the one that looks the most interesting to me is Cardiac. And then it would probably be the Nightcrawler Spider-Man. But let me know in the chat, what are you guys thinking when it comes to these? Thanks, Paul. Let's see. Anton, Global Commander will look very proud. Cobra Commander will look very proud. He will, Anton. He'll be happy with his people with swords, his royal looking folks. Have you started reading that Cobra Commander series yet? It's really good, Dave. I know, and I have not. I need to. I got to start reading that Energon Universe stuff because they're going to have the cartoon. I want to be one of those people that says, hey, I knew it before you did, hipster guy. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, it would be cool to be kind of ahead of the curve on that stuff. So it is something I want to do. I have to find online what order to read this stuff in, though, because at this point I can either read all the Cobra Commander books, but it might be out of sequence with stuff in the Energon universe. So I have to come up with the order first, and then I can jump in. Sci-Fi, I said that about Emma and Sue Richards. Good man, Sci-Fi, good man. Yeah, I think that'd be a pretty good switch. See, LBZ, Nightcrawler Spidey is pretty dope. I agree. I think that one looks pretty good. Probably one of Spider-Man's lesser-known villains that had the Hypno Hustler. Yeah, I gotta admit, I don't even know. I recognize the name, but I don't think I ever read anything with him in it. I don't know anything about him. Judging by his look, I'm going to guess he was a 70s villain, and obviously not a very popular one because I haven't heard much about him since. I mean, this is really most of what I've heard about him. Anton, Cardiac is an interesting character. He was created by Todd McFarlane. Okay. Let's see, the Owl was actually a really interesting villain, and it would be interesting to set him up with the Kingpin. Maybe they're going out for lunch. For a photo op, that might be kind of cool. I got to keep thinking in the photography realm. Like when it comes to the CGs, the Crimson Guard that we looked at, those would be cool as just a big massive force. And I do like Red Army builders. Like I've got those black and red Praetorians. I've got that Crimson Infantry Trooper. I've got 2 more of those troopers in my pile of loot. Oh boy, that Crimson Guard, she might be calling me. I do hope they do something when it comes to the male version of that too. LBC, I'd get Nightcrawler, Spidey, and Cardiac, even though there's no waist articulation from what it looks like. I know, and that's the one thing. Like, he looks interesting. I'm not getting any of them. But Cardiac's the one that I think looks the most interesting. Let's see. Does the Owl and Wolverine go to the same barber? They might, as well as Deathbird. That would be a series. Get Wolverine, Deathbird, and the Owl just hanging out at the same spot there. Who else? Feral. I think Feral would hang out there as well. Wolfsbane. Did she had hair kind of like that, didn't she? Or am I off? Like, we need a barber. We do. We need a barber set up with those characters hanging out in there. John, the Owl, while not a character I care about, would be pretty amazing with cloth goods instead of the plastic clothes. I know. I hope they do something about that soon. Because, yeah, I mean, the one thing that confuses me when it comes to Marvel Legends, right? Well, multiple things, but the thing I'm talking about right now that confuses me with Marvel Legends is they've all admitted this is a collector's line. We're not making this stuff for the kids so much anymore. But they're not treating them like collector's figures. Now, I wonder on some hand, is that because they know that if they keep adding stuff like cloth goods and extra articulation and all that, that'll raise the price and they think nobody will buy above a certain amount? Or is it they just don't want to do it? I don't know. I don't know where we're at with that. But I can see them deciding to keep things, even though they say it's a collector's line, I can see them deciding to keep things as they are because they're scared to up the price of a basic Marvel Legends figure, which is fair. I mean, usually with Marvel Legends, if they go up a couple bucks, the internet explodes. So I do understand that. Let's see, Anton, I'd probably pick up Cardiac and the Owl. Nice. Let's see. What's up, guy? Bagos. What's going on, man? Hey, I'll definitely Cardiac for sure. The nostalgia from the old trading cards is real. Oh, I didn't think about the trading cards. I used to have a ton of those too. Let's see, John. Important question. Is it worth 20 bucks for a cloth cloak for Doctor Doom? Ooh. I would say if you're talking about the Marvel Legends Doctor Doom, yes. Now, I liked that Doctor Doom. The one thing that made it so I got rid of him was the cloth cape because he had the extras, he had all that, and he had the ball peg waist, which I do think is more important than the diaphragm joint. So yeah, I would say 20 bucks might be worth it for Doctor Doom, just so he can move a little more, John. But who knows? I'm not sure. I don't remember what was the skirt piece on him made of. Is that plastic? Let's see, Pixelated, try that Star Wars prompt again, but use Anakin. You'll probably get a better response. No, Darth Vader's like Star Wars. I mean, maybe, but I don't get prequel stuff. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you're right, Pixelated. I don't think of, when I think of Star Wars, I think of Vader as basically being the mascot, you know? Pixelated. John, cloth goods on Doom? Yes, especially if it's a full suit with cape. Dave, this is the new one. Just got him. Okay, you're talking. So the one with the Doctor Strange cape, is that the one? Because even so, yeah, I would say so. I would say if there's a plastic cape on this guy, hang on, what was it? I don't remember. It was just a strange, like a repainted Doctor Strange cape, wasn't it? Because I don't know. I haven't been paying as much attention to the old Marvel Legends stuff as I used to could. And Tom, what a Spider-Man logo? Kids will want it, but mom and dad won't be able to afford it. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Mom and dad are gonna. It's weird. There's a lot of things that are kind of pricing people out right now. And I think a lot of the Marvel Legends collectors way back were trying to complete the whole thing. And now with it going from what, like Toy Biz, they were $7. With Hasbro, they were, what did they start out with Hasbro? Was it 15 or 20 bucks, something like that? And then now they're 10 and $15 more, and the inflation has far outpaced or outpaced, what people are making and all that. So I'm thinking that's probably a lot of the frustration when it comes to Marvel Legends. If wages were keeping up with inflation, I don't think you'd see so many people complaining about it. John, not the Sorcerer Supreme one, the standard classic one, but just came out. Okay. I might have to look that up. See, the Nightcrawler figure is a must. That was a very fun miniseries. I did not read that one either. I suck at comics, obviously. Hang on, let me go to, I'm going to just go to Amazon real quick. I want to look up, because I should be able to place this figure, John, and I'm sitting here going, I can't place it. The one that just came out. Here, let me share the screen. We shall close out the toy arc here. All right, that's the one that I had right here. That's the Sorcerer Supreme one, but you said it wasn't that one. And it's not, no, this one was like last year or something, I think. Dang, Amazon might not have them. And then we had this one that was the retro inspired one. This one, just so I'm not flying past it, so everybody can see what I'm talking about. It was this Doom. But this isn't the one you were talking about either, John. Great, googly moogly. Let me know where to find this thing. Let's see, it's on the Discord. Let's see, posted. Let's see. Oh, crap. Yeah, I need to get on the Discord way more. And I don't have the link on here. Let's see, nope, that's the one. Okay, all right. Yeah, I would say if this is the one, then this is definitely, you want some cloth goods on this guy. And so he's got this tunic here. I wonder, I can't remember, John, does he have the cuts on the side of his legs so that he can get a lot more range out to the side? Because if they could make something like that that could attach to the belt, I wish I don't remember the construction of this thing. Like, was the belt attached to the lower tunic? I know nothing, clearly. But I do know that I have a delectable beverage tonight. It's brought to us by Bubbly. Yes, this has probably been sitting in here for 5 days. It's not exactly cold or bubbly anymore, but it's handling the whole needing liquid thing. So that's working in my favor. John, no cuts on the side of the legs. Okay. Anton, did they ever do an undead Doctor Strange when they did Multiverse of Madness as an action figure? That would be pretty interesting. I don't know. Because, I mean, they've done some zombie stuff, but I don't think they did Doctor Strange. Just not sure. And yeah, John, going back to this, yeah, definitely. If you can get a Doom cape for this, I think that'd work. Because it's just, I mean, it's basically the same one that I had, just with a few more things and cooler colors, like more retro-inspired colors. So yeah, I would say go for it. Because the only thing, I mean, they did a great job with this mold. The only thing that, like I said before, threw me off was the fact that the cape was plastic. But if he didn't have a plastic cape, I would say I would have kept Doom. Like right now, I have Wolverine, Stanley, Black Widow, and Galactus. I would have added Doom to that shelf as well, as far as my Marvel Legends are concerned. So yeah, cloth cape for sure. Go for it. And now let's cut out of here. What else can I want to find out, where can we find all that news about the Fresh Monkey Fiction stuff? Because I want to see some of that. And I don't know if Toy Arc necessarily put stuff up about the more indie stuff. Let's see. Nope. Yep. Okay, hang on. Let me see if... see if there's any kind of indie something going on here. Because I did see some of the stuff that we were talking about when it came to like the figure that looks just like that G.I. Joe cover. I did see that thing. Sorry, I'm going through the front page of Toy Arc right now to see, but no, it doesn't look like it. So it might be that we have to look things up on Instagram. Hang on. And I shall share the Instagram screen as we're looking for things. Search. All right, let's look up just Monster Force and see what comes up. Because we might end up getting some of this stuff. Let's see. Okay. A lot of this is sweet. Has anybody, okay, I might have asked this earlier. Oh, look at that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So has anybody done this swap to see if the harness on Declan fits a G.I. Joe classified figure? Because what I want to do is I want to take my retro Flint. I want to basically take something like this or take one from the Phantom Core Trooper, put it on Flint, and then if it is the Phantom Core Trooper, use those pants down here. So I want to know though, but on the retro Flint upper torso, because I want the short sleeves and all that. So I'm thinking of, I want to put together the perfect Flint, or like the perfect, what I would think of as the perfect modern day Flint, and what that would entail. I wonder if they've got a Captain Gridiron here somewhere to look at. I know, now I've kind of jumped the gun a bit. That's not Captain Gridiron. What am I doing? See, okay, this is the Phantom Core. These are the pants and the belt and all that stuff that I'm thinking of putting on Flint to make him incredibly more modern and considerably more photogenic. And perhaps this as well, this gear, and then have the short sleeves, the ones that, like basically the upper torso of the retro Flint under here. So then it'd just be short sleeves, bare arms, stuff like that. Then the Flint head up here. So I'm curious if anybody's tried swapping those out. The retro Flint is going to be a pain to do anything with, because the holsters or the shells here are connected to the belt, is connected to the sidearm holster. And so getting that off is going to involve removing the leg, and then possibly popping the torso, doing all kinds of stuff. Obviously popping the head. But yeah, this is going to be a pain, but I think I think it needs to happen. I need a more modern, up-to-date Flint, and I'm hoping that these legs and that waist specifically fit really well. But now I'm hoping also that we can find, did I just pass? No. Commander Gridiron's harness will be what I really use for Flint, though, when he comes out. Dang, we are way past. Okay, let's find some of their more recent posts and see if maybe the arrows are going to take us somewhere. All right, this is just weird. This one freaks me out. I need the general. I have decided that the general is necessary. Going to need to pick this up. Wow. Dang, Caligari. Sorry, I'm kind of sitting here geeking out over what's going on with Monster Force. This is that Phantom Core figure, and I think that those legs would work perfectly for Flint. But I was hoping, against hope it would appear, that we would find that on Instagram. I wonder where else. All right, who's got a shot? Who knows what's going on here? Anton, did everybody hear that using Jack Kirby is getting a street named after him in New York? I think that's pretty cool. I did not hear that, Anton. That is very cool. John, sounds like you need a second Flint to fool around with. Yep, I'm gonna need some work. I'm gonna need to work on this guy. What's up, Mr. Matson? Good to see you tonight, sir. Let's see, loving my Monster Force. Yep, I'm thinking of using, I was talking to these guys, I'm thinking of using some Monster Force parts on Flint if I can make it work to kind of bring them up to more modern times, I suppose. John, I do dig the General. Comes with stickers for name tags if you want, which is cool. I did notice that with the General, yeah, and I'm thinking it would be fun to, since I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys saw this, I'm thinking of my military guys instead of G.I. Joe and Action Force and Monster Force and all that. I'm just thinking of them all as the Toypixx army. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going to work best with everything. Like I was thinking about what the perfect Flint would be. And I think I need to go back and get the Action Force Weapons Pack Delta for that shotgun that's in there, which, I mean, that thing's just rad. Like I believe it's an automatic shotgun, which would just be fun because Flint is the shotgun guy. Then put some Phantom Core pants on this one, and possibly, depending on whether or not the harness from Van Helsing and the Phantom Core guy fit, if they don't, then going back and possibly getting the older version of Flint, maybe even the Tiger Force one, just to put that harness over the body and see what it looks like. So there was a lot of, these are the things I think about when I'm getting ready for bed or trying to sleep. I'm like, ooh, wait, how can I make the perfect custom Flint? John, Anton, Jack Kirby Way, very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I did not hear that. Let's see, Toypixx Army. You need to get a head sculpted to put on the general. That'd be perfect. That would be kind of fun. That would be kind of sweet. Oh no, though. I might just go with Colton, or I might go with Brown there. I don't think it can be Thunderbolt Ross, though. I'd feel bad about him leading the Toypixx Army. Dang, this is driving me crazy. I know that that picture exists because I saw it at some point. But I don't know where I saw it. Hang on. Let's try. I wish I knew. You know what? Hold on. Let's try Instagram again. Sorry. This is me experimenting as we're going through this, trying to figure things out. I want to find. I wonder if I look up Fresh Monkey Fiction or Big Bad Workshop. Big Bad Workshop. Let's see if that's where I saw it. Okay, these are pretty sweet. Oh, that was the live stream. There we go. The whoosh skeletons, complete with translucent ones. I do still need to order this guy, the big Sasquatch guy. Pre-order him. They do have the eraser again. I think he already sold out, though, the one that was clear. Donner Party is needed. Come on, Big Bad Workshop. You've got to have what I need to find here. Oh, wow. These are just fun shots. I'm thinking here they're sharing stuff. Maybe not. God, Dr. Caligari looks so cool. I know. I'm kind of all over the place here. But I want to find that stupid picture. I know the one you guys were talking about. Oi. All right. Maybe I'll stop looking. Oh, wait, no. I'll try one more spot. And then I'll stop looking. Fresh Monkey Fiction. Let's see if it was there. That's pinned. This is the same. Ah, lame. Not lame because the Donner Party's rad, but yeah, I knew they were kind of the same thing. But so this guy down here, if you guys can see kind of what the hand is circling there, I know if you're watching on your phone or your laptop, it might be kind of tricky. This character right here, just below the word podcast, there was a picture floating around that was perfect for that G.I. Joe cover. This character is clearly meant to resemble that, which is crazy. Now, these are the Foosh skeletons from what it sounded like Jay Hernandez was saying, which is going to make things a little dicey for Monster Force if they don't at least put their feet down on Foosh and say, hey, you got to get those people their money back because we can't be associated with this. That's where I would be if I were Big Bad Workshop, because if anything with Big Bad Toy Store, they're going to know the community and the outrage that shows up online. And that's where they, I would think, get the majority of their customers is online fans, especially for stuff like this. So I would think they'll put their feet down and say, you'd better refund these people or we can't work with you anymore because we're going to lose money on this project because you didn't refund those people. Monster Force is smaller than Classified. Is the vest, I mean, the height of the figures is comparable. I've got Van Helsing and Flint right in front of me. So the height is closer, but if the torsos themselves, hang on, I'll try. Oh! It's something that drives me nuts about the way Hasbro does the backpacks. I wish they were more of a locking mechanism, like more with corners instead of circles. Okay. Here's Flint. I know. You guys can see me doing all this mighty interesting stuff. I mean, you can't, but yeah, they're pretty much, at least Declan and Flint are pretty much the same height. So I'm wondering, it'd be tight if it fit. And if it doesn't, I just order the other Flint. But yeah, I like, these guys are pretty close to even. Not that that's showing much, but yeah. I do digs. I do digs very much so. I think Monster Force is probably between Monster Force, Action Force, and Classified. Monster Force is probably the one I would want to be a completist on the most. Skew, what's up, sir? Hey to the esteemed chat again. Look for Bad Mother Customs to make the stickers for the general, let's see, i.e. Colton, Ross, Flag, etc. Nice. Okay, that would be cool. Let's see, quick work break, still on replay crew. No worries, Skew. I'm glad you got to take a break, man. Anton, I'm surprised that Sci-Fi George didn't mention this, but I just saw that on the news. Maybe that's why. Let's see, Bad Mother Customs, eBay. Got it, Skew. Thank you. Pixelated Anton, think the closest they got was the astral plane version of Doctor Strange, but I might have missed Zombie Strange in my search. Let's see, go to town, Dave, especially the Donner Party. You have that historic connection to it. I do. You know, coming from a family of cannibals. No, it was, if anybody here that didn't hear all this storiness when I was younger, I went to school in Nevada, Reno, which isn't too far from Donner Pass and all that. And so we learned, and I moved back to Michigan, or I moved to Michigan when I was in fourth grade. So we learned before that about the Donner Party, and that's fun. that kind of cracks me up. But yeah, that's why I'm looking at this like, well, I need the Donner Party. Thanks for the reminder, Skew. Anton, what is Duke? Let's see. Said you can join G.I. Joe, Dave, but you can't hang out with Flint. Would you turn him down? I don't think I'm the right guy for G.I. Joe, so if Duke said that, I'd just be like, sorry, Duke, I'm out. I'll watch your adventures on TV. I'd be okay, but once they took me to Cobra Law, I'd just be like, it's really cold in the Himalayas, guys. I'm not made for this. Skew, look for separations if need be and allow for it. Shout out to Jay Hernandez. Yep. Yeah, I think Big Bad Workshop is going to have to put their feet down on Fwoosh and say this has to happen because now you're affecting our bottom line. John, RE backpacks. I want more magnets. Plunderlings can do it. So can Hasbro. Ooh, I kind of like that. That's a cool idea. Ooh, I like that, John. Mr. Madsen, rumor is that Fwoosh sold or leasing the skeleton molds to BBTS for the Fwoosh failure to produce what BBTS took a bath on. BBTS pre-buys figures to be produced. BBTS is not happy with Fwoosh. Yeah, I would not be either. But I figured the BBTS at this point was big enough where it's kind of like with Hasbro, they take orders from Target and Walmart and all those places before they send out orders to their factories. I figured BBTS was big enough for at least the smaller companies to do that kind of the same thing. Seems that's the deal. Skew, Anton, let's see, dance battles forever between Duke and Flint. Yep. That needs to happen. We need those. All right. Take care, y'all. You too, Skew. Thanks for stopping in tonight, man. Much appreciated. Okay. Yeah, it's driving me crazy that I can't find that picture. But what do we got here? 813. All right, guys. What else do you have? What else did you see this weekend that caught your eye and made you think, ooh, that might be necessary. We might need that. Let me see here. Oh, look at this. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the guy. The Levitian Serpieri. The Red Reaper. I mean, that is 1,000% that cover to G.I. Joe. And they're the skeletons. Okay, this is the post I was looking for. But yeah, that's the G.I. Joe figure that we were after. I've been warning about Fwoosh since the Yokai Brawlers. Their communication is terrible, and they had too many pre-orders and no figs. Ooh, yeah. I never paid attention to their stuff, I guess. Like, people said that they made pretty good figures, but I just never got into him. You know, I watched Robo when he was on the Floosh, and I watch Robo now when he's not on the Floosh. But the Floosh was, to me, kind of inconsequential. It was more about Robo. So in my eyes, they basically got rid of their pitchman and probably lost a lot of money in sales because of it. Not because, well, and it sounded like Robo and Beebs left on their own, but because they left, they didn't have anybody to fill that void and really keep kind of pushing it a little bit. So that probably didn't help them, to be honest. Sci-Fi Battle of the Bands, Hypno Hustler, Dazzler, Spider Punk versus Cold Slither. Man, oh, that would be fun. And the Spider Punk, though, you got to get the SHF Spider Punk. I love the look of that figure. That thing on its own would take down the Cold Slither. But then you throw in Dazzler and Hypno Hustler. I don't know. So I know Dazzler. What are Hypno Hustler's powers? Let's see. Layaskew. Yeah, help me out. I want to know what Hypno Hustler does. I almost got Cold Slither to play with Born to Rock Alf. Born to Rock Alf as the front man for Cold Slither. That would have been pretty sweet. That would have been pretty interesting. I would have been good with it, though. But yeah, this is, thankfully, I finally found this. Chatsworth. I totally need Chatsworth. Yeah, and I probably should have jumped on this, but I can get the regular version of the eraser and be happy. I'm loving what Monster Force is doing, guys. And then these two, what was it? Pre-order October, Dark Directives. That must be what they were talking about. Phantom Core Command Unit. Pre-order November 14th. I did not get this far with anything. I wonder, that looks like their, what are those things called? Why is my brain just totally blanking tonight? They're not the Sleepwalkers. They're the ones that are the vampires. Delta Reds. That looks like the Delta Red shoulder pads. I don't know about the rest of the body, but I'm wondering if they just kind of camoed up the Delta Red look and then made those the commanders. So what I might do, I might get one of these commanders and then pop one of those generals' heads on it and then give them the general hat and all that stuff and the sunglasses, just because the generals need protection too. They got to be tough. Robo left during the Yokai and the pre-order for Ninja Scroll. They saw the writing on the wall. I didn't know. I knew that was during Ninja Scroll. For whatever reason, the Yokai totally escaped me. But yeah, I mean, that would make sense. Anton, everybody, thanks for the chat. It's always great to hang out with you guys. Remember, buy more toys, buy more comics, and always be safe. You too, Anton. Thank you very much. And thanks for letting us know about Jack Kirby Way. That's rad. I'm going to have to look into that a little more. But yeah, this is one that I had not yet seen. But again, what I was really after was this picture. And I do love the look of that. Like this thing, I wouldn't even get it for the G.I. Joe reference. I would just get it because it's a skeleton with a crazy red hood and a machine gun. But I do think that I wouldn't get it until I hear that Floosh is refunding everybody their pre-orders. Because if they don't, I can't see that it's a good thing to support this, even as much as I like it. And when it comes to us, we might not make much of a difference in Hasbro's overall bottom line, but we can make or break some of these smaller companies. And it's not that I want anything bad to happen to Big Bad Workshop. It's not that I want anything bad to happen to Floosh. But you can't be supporting these companies that don't do what they say they're going to do. So this refund needs to be issued. Otherwise, Big Bad Workshop will, just like Mr. Mattson said, sounds like BBTS isn't too happy with them anyway. They'd better make it right. Or they just might not be a thing much longer. Oh, but it's 8:19. So if anybody has anything else, let me know. If not, We shall prepare to call it this fine evening. Agree, Dave. I can't buy it in good conscience unless I'm sure they've made good. Yeah, that's where it hurts. That's when you see something that you know is undeniably cool, but you know it won't be coming to your collection unless you hear that suddenly, hey guys, we're gonna refund everybody, you know? I'm unboxing the Rumbler and it's pretty cool. Pick soon. Nice, John. And I got to get back on that Discord. Once this show's over, I swear I'm going to have time. Things just get crazy, or I'm going to take time. You always have time. It's what you prioritize. I need to make that Discord a bit more of a priority than I have. You know why I haven't? Check this out. So I used Discord for the prompts for Midjourney so I can make the backgrounds and the stuff like that for Patreon. Well, I was in the Toypixx Discord commenting a while back and all that. And then it took me forever to figure out how to get back into the Midjourney Discords. So now I'm like, I know that I can go to the Toypixx Discord and have a great time, but then will I be able to get back to Midjourney? That's honestly what it was or what it's been. So I've got to be a little less lazy about figuring that stuff out. Sci-fi, I'm good with all of my Mythic Legion skeletons. Yeah, I need to get some, especially when they reissued those graveyard skeletons. Man, I need mythics. I need more. I did not realize that Death Adder is basically Snake Plissken, only he's an actual snake. You know what, John? I did not put that together. And that's the one I've got is Death Adder. That's pretty funny. Wow. Sci-fi Hypno Hustler. Let's see, the gap behind, or let's see, equals the gap band. It's the Pied Piper and the Mad Hatter. Okay. So plus the Pied Piper and the Mad Hatter. So he's kind of just nuts. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with crazy characters. Whew. All right. I think that's about it this fine evening, guys. So yeah, we finally found that picture. I feel accomplished anyway. So everybody have fun. Thanks for stopping in tonight. You all know that you could have done something else, but instead you chose to hang out here with all of us, and I really appreciate it. So until next time, have fun and happy snapping. I'm going to hit end stream twice and things are going to get awkward again. Here it goes. See ya.